Welcome to weekly Kashmir University Video Digest Quest. First, a look at our highlights. Today's program, we will begin with the profile of Food Science and Technology Department. We have reports on lecture series on environmental science and law, VC's visit to EMMRC to watch award-winning film Sekmol, The School for Norfil. We also have some important notifications of the university at the end of this program. Now the details of all these events with your host Nisar Dharma. Dear viewers, as the admission session nears, often students are in quandary in which subject to apply. Over the years, Kashmir University has added many new courses keeping in view the demands of industry. One such course that university introduced 7 years ago is MSc in Food Science and Technology. As we are aware, most food materials are of biological origin. Their harvesting, processing, distribution, storage and preparation is a complex process. Full awareness of all important aspects of the process requires broad-based training.
Realizing the importance of food and nutritional security at national as well as international level, the University of Kashmir in the year 2008 submitted a proposal to Ministry of Science and Technology, Department of Biotechnology for initiating an activity on food and nutritional security. So the Government of India approved the proposal of the university and sanctioned a project in favor of the university. It was consequent upon the sanction of this centrally sponsored project that the university established a separate department of food science and technology in the University of Kashmir.
Keeping this in mind, the department came into existence in order to generate a trained and skilled manpower for the food processing sector and also look at the quality of traditional food from research and development perspective.
To bring under research and development various traditional food products of the state, because many of our food products, they have a very good international market, but because of those gaps in research and technology, we couldn't popularize those food products in international markets. And to make the food industry of the country, particularly of the state, more competitive in international food markets. And then another important objective of establishing this department was to prevent heavy losses in terms of quantity as well as in terms of quality.
The objective of the Food Science and Technology is to develop within these students an understanding of the nature, properties and characteristics of foods as determined through biochemistry, chemistry, microbiology, physics and other sciences.
We also have here facilities for analyzing the foods for chemical composition and their microbial profile. For microbiological studies, we also have enough facilities to study the both pathogenic and spoilage microorganisms, as well as we can study the beneficial microorganisms like lactic acid, bacteria and the other types of microorganisms which are beneficial for the preservation of the food.
Over the years, the growing awareness about the food items and their quality has caught the imagination of general public. The consumer awareness and stringent quality requirements from the hygiene point of view has compelled academic instructions and research and development organizations to restructure their research and academic programs to meet the ever-changing requirements of food industry. Today, quality of foodstuff that one eats is very important. Increased agriculture production, higher disposable incomes, trade liberalization are some of the important factors which contribute to rapid growth of food industry. Although Kashmir has a rich diversity of traditional foods, but their processing and production has remained confined to unorganized sector.
Like Wazwan. So we are working on it, about its nutritional qualities and enhancing its nutritional qualities. Besides, we are trying to decrease its calorific value. By calorific value means how much of the energy it gives. So we are adding certain components into it, how to decrease. Also, we are working on cereals and cereal-based foods. Besides, we are extracting starch from some non-conventional sources. So, for example, we have extracted starch from Indian horse chestnut that we call as handul. So it was mostly going to the waste.
In order to increase the food quality, some institutions and growers of the state seek advices from this department.
Whenever state government, different agencies which are involved there for, say, overall post-harvest management or processing of foods, particularly fruits and vegetables, state government agencies do approach us and we do help them.
Besides, some people they were facing some problems in preparing extracts of saffron. They told that after we are preparing this extract, so some foul smell comes out. So we suggested certain measures to them how to preserve those saffron extracts.
The department also trains government officials in processing of food.
We train manpower from different government agencies who are involved there in processing and preservation of, say, foods. We have close linkages with the Department of Horticulture, J&K, HPMC, Horticulture Planning and Marketing.
One of the important projects that this department has got is Plant Pilot Project, where research and development is carried out on specific food items.
Here in this plant we have facilities for processing different types of foods or carrying out different types of food processing activities. Say we have facility for canning of foods wherein we process or we can fruits, we can vegetables, we preserve different types of meat products. In addition to that, we have the facility for production of baked products, and then we have a facility for generation and distribution of steam which we utilize for processing of different types of food products.
Here in this plant pilot project, they test the quality of the horticulture items. As per the head of the department, Food Science and Technology, the quality of local horticulture is good. But to compete in international markets, the growers have to enhance fruit quality.
We have to see quality in a holistic fashion. We have to utilize proper planting material, and then cultural practices. We have to take care of those cultural practices which will ultimately result in production of quality food. And then comes the post-harvest management, which is mandate of this department. It's post-harvest management. We have to provide proper storage facilities and then proper marketing facilities. So that's how we can improve the quality of our produce in general.
They also try to develop new products from underutilized or ignored food items for commercial purposes.
You know that water chestnut, which grows naturally in our lakes, it's being consumed also. It's water chestnut, it's consumed, we convert it into flour. But we have tried, here in the department, we have tried to make some commercially important products out of it. We have incorporated the water chestnut flour in some products so that those products, in addition to just meeting the nutritional requirements of humans, they have some therapeutic or medicinal value as well.
Professor F.A. Masoodi said that any grower can use their plant pilot project for processing their food items.
To run this plant, to process products there, it involves some cost. Whosoever approaches us, whosoever is desirous to get his produce processed here, he will have to bear all those inputs which are involved in this. That expenditure he has to bear. Rest of the facility we will make available to anyone.
They also collaborate with many research centers and departments.
Collaborating with other research centers, other academic institutions, that's a sort of, you can say, compulsion. As I told you, it's a department which is in infancy as yet. So we are not so perfect in terms of infrastructure. So we have to collaborate with other institutions all over India. We do collaborate with other institutions.
The department imparts education in all segments of food industry, but the research programs are structured keeping the local food resources under consideration. It is not surprising then that some brilliant minds are getting attracted towards this course.
We speak about food industry. We have large amount of waste generation is in the field of food processing, and we're just trying to minimize these wastes.
Basically, it's not only food we are looking here into, it's the hidden components which are present inside the food, and they serve it as a drug, not as an eatable only. And we are basically here to serve the nation. Like if we can decrease the rate of this spoilage of eatables we have here.
I personally believe is a service to the humanity. Generally, we speak about only doctors play the role in serving the humanity, but I think because keeping in consideration the various diseases, various problems they face while consuming the food, deteriorated food. So our main aim is to overcome these problems which are related to the food-related diseases.
It's up to the excellence. Labs are well equipped. Processing hall, we have every kind of equipment here needed for a career here. And besides academic qualification which I have gained in the last 2 years, we have learned a lot about technical skills, like how to operate the machines, how to use the devices. Besides, our teachers they're very, very helpful in every sense.
Here, they get liberty to experiment with new products.
जो हम केक्स यहाँ पे स्टैंडर्डाइज करते हैं, हम सिर्फ व्हीट फ्लोर से ही नहीं, बाकी फ्लोर से भी केक्स बनाने की कोशिश करते हैं. जैसे वाटर चेस्टनट फ्लोर है या बकवीट का फ्लोर है, तो वी आर इम्प्रोवाइजिंग ऑन दैट. यू वोंट फाइंड अ केक दैट्स मेड फ्रॉम बकवीट फ्लोर और दैट्स मेड फ्रॉम वाटर चेस्टनट फ्लोर. जो भी मार्केट में केक मिलता है, दैट्स मेड फ्रॉम व्हीट फ्लोर. द स्पेशलिटी इज दैट बकवीट इज रिच इन एंटीऑक्सीडेंट्स एंड इट हैज़ गॉट हाई फाइबर कंटेंट, जो कि हेल्थ के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. बिकॉज द ट्रेंड इज चेंजिंग, पीपल आर प्रेफरिंग दोज फूड प्रोडक्ट्स विच आर हेल्थ बेनिफिटिंग. पहले जो बिस्किट्स आते थे उनका फाइबर कंटेंट कम होता था, अब जो हाई फाइबर बिस्किट्स आते हैं वो डायबिटीज़ पेशेंट्स के लिए बहुत ही हेल्पफुल है, बिकॉज उनका GI ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स बेटर होता है एज कम्पेयर टू व्हीट फ्लोर.
The department also produces many food items, but they are not for commercial purposes.
Our major emphasis is training of our students to meet the practical requirements of our students. And then as a result of those practical trainings, some product is, it gets generated and we put it to sale on no profit, no loss basis. Here in the department itself, the response is quite good. Rather, there is a very strong demand for the products which are prepared here in the department. But as I told you, it's not a commercial plant. It has been established with academic objective only.
Any student from science background can apply for this course.
It can be, if he is having a biological science background, he can apply for this program. Even if he is having a combination of physics, chemistry and math, he can apply for this program. In addition to that, students with agricultural background, veterinary background, pharmaceutical science background, they can apply for this program.
This course has a huge job potential in multinational companies, apart from setting their own business units.
We are trying to get this department linked with different companies outside the state, because this sector in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, it's not developed to the extent as it is in other parts of the country or other parts of the world. So we are trying our best to get this department linked with such companies, so that our pass outs, they find some sort of placements in different food processing companies.
Agriculture and horticulture form a backbone of Kashmir economy, but a significant quantum of fruit or vegetable production is wasted every year due to lack of processing, handling and storage facilities. Department of Law, in collaboration with Department of Environmental Sciences and Department of Earth Sciences and Geophysics, organized a 15 days lecture series on international environmental law. The inaugural function was held at Environmental Sciences Auditorium. Dean and Head, Faculty of Law, Professor M. Ayub, introduced the special guest, Professor Balraj K. Sidhu, to the audience.
She has her PhD from Jawaharlal Nehru University. She has been teaching in JNU, and she has traveled a lot and delivered lectures all around the world. She has contributed a lot in journals of international repute on subjects of international law, international dispute settlement, on environmental law, on criminal law, and wide variety of issues related to, especially to environment. She was part of the international arbitration relating to Kishanganga water dispute settlement.
Head Department of Environmental Science, Professor Bashir Ahmed Ganai, in his address, emphasized the need to protect environment with suitable laws.
Biodiversity Board has notified that, instructed that without utilizing the law into consideration for your environmental search, where you are getting the this degradation of the biodiversity, you will be taken there to court of law, I can say. That means you are going to different these places where you are getting some sort of samples without permission from state or some other boards, you are not eligible for that very thing. You have to keep that thing in mind while you are doing your research or some other thing. So you have to get always permission from such. I hope the Madam Balraj K. Sidhu will also give some light on that very topic which is very important for our students as well as for our scholars.
Speaking at the inaugural function, Executive Director, Center for Advanced Studies on Court and Tribunals, Amritsar Professor Balraj K. Sidhu, said that although science is a progressive, but laws to protect environment are archaic. She, however, said that of late, government is trimming obsolete laws of environment.
As a global leader, so we need a strong scientific research, and that I think that is the one thing that is quite lacking in our discourses, I think. So we try to build upon that, and I'll try to make a kind of combination, whatever you have learned, and I'll try to give you an overall picture, like what we have in the international, conventions and protocols, and how the norms are being penetrated in the national scenario. Like I just saw the Biodiversity Act, then we have different plethora of legislations. So many times you might be, there is a criticism also that we have a lot of legislation. Right now the government is also, you're cutting down the legislation. They are like so obsolete, and so they are not in tandem with the scientific advancements which you might be studying over here. So the law has been, quite obsolete in that sense, but the science is advancing on the daily basis. So I think we need to keep both things at the same levels, only then we can advance.
The inaugural function ended up with an interaction between resource persons and scholars.
Legislation with regard to the land, and we are very much concerned with the land at this stage, since if we take that land acquisition bill into consideration, or the scientific portions, how the development of land has to be taken place.
In Johannesburg, we call it global conferencing techniques. So how the states come together, the environment has become a global problem. It's not a regional or a local problem.
Vice-Chancellor Professor Khurshid Iqbal Andrabi, along with Dean Academic Affairs Professor Muhammad Ashraf Mani, Registrar Professor Zafar Ahmed Reshi, and Dean Social Sciences Professor Naseem Shah visited EMMRC and viewed the award-winning film Sekmol, The School for Naufel.
Bright head and a kind heart.
In the morning, we have an inspirational talk.
Sekmol believes in imparting 3 qualities to its students: skilled hand, bright head, and a kind heart. They require knowing how to live sustainably.
Aim of this campus was that we help those who are stamped as failures, but they are not. They are very bright. It's the system that fails, therefore they fail. They are said to be failing. So this is also an alternative institute where these students come here, learn what they don't learn at school and what they need to pass their exams also.
So where are you going?
I'm going to science class.
Science class?
Yeah.
So what's being taught in the science class?
Right now we have a topic, chemical reaction.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who's teaching it?
The volunteer who already, his name is Hafiz.
Okay. Is this also part of the syllabus that is being taught?
Yeah. This is we now study for the exam.
The film won the Best Film Award in the 2nd edition of Woodpecker Film Festival and Forum held at India Habitat Centre, New Delhi from 11 to 13 December 2014. The award-winning film, produced and directed by Dr. Shahid Rasool and Mr. Shafkat Habib, was shot at Ladakh. After watching the documentary, there was a discussion on the said film.
They did not force that I could see similar confidence in all the boys here. They are all 10th class failures.
VC Professor Andrabi praised both the filmmakers for their contribution.
I congratulate the director and his team for making such an inspirational and beautiful film. I think it deserves the award it has won.
Now some important notifications. The university has started the process of receiving online application forms from eligible candidates for appearing in the entrance test for the academic session of 2015. Submission of online forms commenced from May 6th. Last date for submission of online application forms for reserved category students is May 16th. Exams for the entrance test are tentatively scheduled from May 25th. For more details, log on to kashmiruniversity.ac.in or kashmiruniversity.net. With this, we come to the end of today's program. Log on to our website, emmrckashmir.com, to watch the latest episode of The Quest. Send us your suggestions at quest@emmrckashmir.com. Before I take your leave, here are a few words of wisdom. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet.